Have you ever wondered which common white people phrases could win you an argument easily without any effort? I was wondering that too after I saw somebody win an argument by just saying, "Kick rocks, buddy." That happened to me today, and it potentially changed the course of my life because I saw that happen. They were absolutely, this opponent, it was like the meme with like the monkey and like the lion and they're yelling at them. It was like exactly that, but it was somebody was like, "Oh yeah, you believe that, kick rocks." The other person was completely red in the face, like literally yelling, like, "What do you mean?" Huge political argument, and they just couldn't do anything. It stalled something in their brain. They couldn't come back with it. So it got me thinking, how many of these phrases that we could use, have in our back pocket, see that that will result in an argument. So without further ado, let's explain the list. So we've got here a plot. It's on two axes. One axis is whether it's likely to diffuse a situation. On one end, you'll make a friend. So that would diffuse the situation very effectively. And then in the other one, it would be whether you start a fight. Let's actually change these around. So whether it diffuses a situation, on a 10, it's make a friend. On a -10, it is start a fight, so it won't diffuse a situation. Then if on the other axis, it's win the argument. So at a 10, you win the argument, and then on a -10, you lose. So over here would be you make a friend, you win the argument. On here, you lose the argument, but you make a friend. Down here is you lose the argument and it starts a fight. And over here, you win the argument, but it starts a fight. So without further ado, let's get the elephant in the room out of here. Racial slurs / comments. This one would definitely start a fight and you lose the argument. If you're using racial slurs in an argument, it shows that you don't want to be a part of it. You just want to hurt someone's feelings, and you clearly have less brain cells than any of the other phrases on here. I'm just being honest with you. If you use racial slurs in an argument, you are of the weaker mind, you've already lost, and you just want to start a fight. So that's the easiest one out of the way. I think that's going to be our quickest placement of the lot because, yeah, it goes without saying. Let's see. There was only 2 on this list that I needed help with, and they're just, you can tell because they're badly screenshotted. Well, that just happened. This one is a powerful one. Well, that just happened is, I don't think it's going to, if I'm being honest with you, I feel like you kind of lose the argument. You lose the argument if you say, well, that just happened. You could make a friend though. If somebody makes an argument with you, if somebody's like, I don't believe in your political views, and gives you evidence, I feel like you're checked out of the argument here, and you're just kind of going for a laugh. I reckon you make a friend if you say, well, that just happened, but you definitely do lose the argument. Our next one on the list is get a load of this guy. You win that argument, absolutely, but you might die. Be wary of when you use get a load of this guy, because it will win you that argument, but at what cost? Because that person may try to kill you almost immediately. You have won that fight. This is like a secret trap card, because it changes the whole argument. You're not arguing about this anymore. It becomes a life or death struggle between who has the biggest pride. Because if somebody says get a load of this guy to you, it's honestly a declaration of war, I think. Kick rocks, based on the evidence that I have collected today, I believe that you do win that argument. I believe that you do not make a friend. I definitely believe you do win that argument though. I reckon, yeah. Kick rocks, bro. Yeah. It's over here. You don't. I reckon it's not as much of a slam dunk potentially as get a load of this guy, but you definitely don't make a friend. Now, We get into, let's talk this over a drink. Let's talk this over a drink. I reckon you do lose that. I reckon, let's talk this over a drink. I reckon you do lose that because that is an almost perfect diffusing the situation and you making a friend, but you do lose that argument. You do lose that argument because you're the one to yield. Let's talk about this over a drink. You haven't stopped the fight, but you have yielded. I reckon that is, you lose, but you 100% make a friend. You do submit, but you have made a friend. Take a chill pill is kind of in the same vein as get a load of this guy. You may die using take a chill pill, but I feel like it's closer to diffusing the situation. Womp womp, womp womp, womp womp, womp womp. It definitely starts a fight. And it's closer to you lose because you're kind of going in the same vein of calling them names. I reckon you definitely start a fight and definitely lose the argument. I think we haven't really had many in the middle. Now, let's go. Okay, on to the next one. You and what army? Okay, let's play this out. Let's play this out in our heads, everyone. Somebody, unless you're really an Avenger, I don't really think there's too much you can do with this one. You and what army? When would that be used in a situation? I don't reckon you win that. I don't reckon you win the situation. I don't reckon it starts a fight either. It's kind of too... Like, I know that all of these are kind of lame, but I feel like it's too lame. It's kind of neutral loss. Neutral loss for me. You're on thin ice, pal. This does immediately put you in a better situation. It puts you in a better situation than a lot of the other ones. I feel like you're on thin ice, pal, is sort of like, I'm gearing up for this. Watch out. I also feel like it's funny enough to make a friend. I feel like it is. I feel like that it's really good. It's really funny. Hey, you're on thin ice, pal. Yeah, that's kind of really funny. Maybe I might swap take a chill pill and you're on thin ice. Because that does put you in a situation where you're immediately... This one here, good dogs don't bark. If you're on the receiving end of this, I was at one point. My friend said this to me in the middle of an argument. It is probably the most centralist argument in the lot of this. Because no, it's central win. Because it actually had me. I was going to jump my best friend for this, for dropping that on me. But it is so funny that I do think whoever hears it, you do make a friend with. Like, it will start a fight. It will start a fight, but it will also make you a friend. Good dogs don't bark is so powerful. It might be the new meta. It might be the new way to go. Because you're immediately telling them, don't like pipe down, little pup, to the alpha over here. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. And even if they go against it, like there's this dog, those bark, dude, they immediately pull the furry card. It's so powerful. It's like a one move checkmate. I since that I have used this when I'm in like an angry voice chat with somebody online. It's like a gunshot because it's complete silence after. As soon as you pull this one out, it is so powerful. Okay, now we'll move on to the next one. Cool your jets, pal. Cool your jets, pal. It's kind of like you're on thin ice. You're on thin ice, but it's kind of cooler. Cool your jets, pal. It's not an instant win, but it's on your way there. Cool your jets, pal. Yeah. Yep. Now this is the most situational one on the list. The final one on our list, number 10, is you bet your sweet Bippy I do. Now, this is very situational, but you have to wait. You have to wait. I reckon it wins you your argument. It wins you your argument. And it also makes a friend, but it is so situational. You can't throw this out on a whim. You can't throw this out willy-nilly. That could be another one on the list. You bet your sweet Bippy I do. It has to be, they have to set you up for this. Okay. Roll with me here. Okay. You're in an argument. Somebody says, hey, this guy that you don't think that this guy actually does X. Okay? You don't think that bro does this, do you? Your response, you bet your sweet Bippy I do. Silence. All quiet. The gunshots of war has stopped. You have won. You have won. You bet your sweet Bippy I do. If you pull this out on an unsuspecting victim with a perfect setup, it's an instant win. Otherwise, you were looking like a fool. You have to wait for the right time and the right situation. You can't go into a fight. You can't go into an argument looking to use you bet your sweet Bippy I do. It has to be chosen. It has to be a perfectly timed argument with a perfectly timed payoff. Otherwise, it's all for null and void. There's nothing you can do to recover from bet your sweet Bippy I do, especially if it's a miss. If it is a hit, dude, it's cinema. It's actual cinema. I think that is pretty good placement. I think if we go through the list, I feel like this is pretty solid. I don't think there's one on here that I disagree with the placement of. I think that all of these are very, very solid. Very solid comebacks, very solid argument enders. I feel like this is pretty good. Please let me know in the comments below if you disagree, agree, or want to add something to the list. Other than that, I think that's going to be it for today. Please like and subscribe. I'm very, very small. I'm going to be doing this every day, and I really like it. I'm having a lot of fun, and some of you have already commented, seem to like it, so I hope you like this one. I will see you around, beautiful people. Stay healthy, have fun. I'll see you around. Bye!